Woodford Reserve just dropped a brand new expression in their Distillery series. This isn't a bourbon, this is an American single malt, and it's 12 years old. Let's get into this one. How is everyone doing today? My name's Chris. Welcome back to Bourbinsane. We're going to be branching outside the bourbon realm, at least just a little bit today. We're going to be talking about an American single malt. It is from one of the biggest distillers in the world, though, Woodford Reserve Distillery. This is their 12-year-old American single malt, and it is a part of their Distillery series, meaning it's only going to be released at the distillery or surrounding areas, surrounding states, or limited markets. Me personally, not hugely experienced with American single malts, full disclosure, but I have had a few throughout the years. So some stuff from Balcones, of course that's Texas, so a lot more of that smokiness is going to come through, I assume, compared to this one. And then some stuff from Stranahan's. So Stranahan's one of the biggest names out there for American single malts. I think I've had a couple of their sherry releases. Always good, but I have to be in the mood for a single malt, and today I'm in the mood for it. So I'm excited for this one. So let's talk about this expression a little bit. From Elizabeth McCall at Woodford Reserve Distilling. The proof on it's not super high, 90.4 proof, but it is a 12-year-old. And instead of using in bourbon, they have to use new charred oak barrels. This is actually used whiskey barrels. So it doesn't say exactly what type of whiskey it's used in, but we're going to assume it's Woodford Reserve bourbon, just because that's where it's coming from. But 12 years old, and that depth, the age, I mean, of course, if you're not using a fresh, brand new barrel, it's going to take longer to age something, as is the case with Scotch. I mean, a 12-year-old Scotch is pretty young, honestly, as compared to some of the other expressions they do have. But I do have really high hopes for this one, and I am super excited to try it. This was a sample sent to me by the distillery, so full disclosure. Just want to get that out there, but of course I'm going to be honest and transparent in my review, as always. So let's get right into this one. Boy, that has beautiful color. Immediately on the nose, I got a whiff of that maltiness for sure. Boy, that is gorgeous color, though. I mean, it's not as dark as you'll see in some of the other finished bourbons. So not too long ago, I got to try their previous distiller's release, which was the tawny port finish. And it was really, really good. Very desserty bourbon, but much darker than this. I mean, a lot more of that port influence came in. This has got almost like a honey color in it. Nice leg sticking to the glass, though, really. So I'm excited for it. Let's go into it. Wow. That initial first nose was absolutely like a bourbon. I mean, I could have sworn that was a bourbon nose. So much deep, rich caramel. But on second approach with the nose, you're getting that maltiness coming through. You know, that malty grain note certainly comes through. This is triple pot still, like you'll see in some Irish whiskeys and things like that as well. That has a nice nose, though. I'm getting a lot of fruitiness on it, actually, like some banana coming through. Definitely some nuttiness coming through as well. To me, it's almost a sugary nuttiness, you know? Think like maybe a chocolate-covered peanut or something like that. Definitely coming through on that. The oak influence is actually there, too. You know, I was worried with American single malts. I don't tend to pick up a lot of, at least some of them, I don't tend to pick up a lot of oak presence. I think that's coming through nice on this, though. All right, let's go into the nose or the palate on this. Cheers. Wow. Once again, not a typical American single malt where it just hits you in the face with those Scotch notes. That's typically what when I get American single malts, I'm expecting a Scotch flavor profile. Very bourbony for sure. I mean, a whole bunch of caramel in this. This is really a caramel bomb. The proof drinks right where it should be, too, about that 90 proof. Of course, me, I'd be curious at it a little bit higher proof. You know, I'm absolutely thinking about this as that Woodford Reserve Brown Forman banana note that comes through. And for Woodford Reserve, for me, it's really more of like a dusted chocolate banana. Not completely to the point of a dessert, but certainly that oaky, sweet, dusty brown sugar banana. That's kind of what comes through on this. To me, this is absolutely a bourbon drinker single malt. I mean, if you want to introduce yourself into those flavor profiles of the American single malt, it's there on the back end of this bourbon, but it does not kick you in the face with something that's completely opposite of bourbon. Very bourbon forward, honestly, for an American single malt. So let's give it another sip. Wow. Yeah, that nuttiness is really coming through on the palate, too. I described that nuttiness on the nose. The longer this has had to open up in the glass, that nuttiness is coming through more on the palate, too. But it is really very, very deep, rich caramel that I'm also getting with this, you know? So that caramel, a little bit of vanilla, and then that creamy oak, creamy chocolate that does come through with Woodford. And then, of course, the banana and nuts. Really good. I mean, really, really good. I wasn't sure what to expect with this release. Being 12 years is great, but American single malts for me, I really hit or miss, you know, whether I enjoy it or not. And there's so much extra stuff you can do with them, finishing them, not aging for as long as you want to. So really, really cool. Being 100% barley, it does give you completely different flavor profile than bourbon typically. But I do think aging in probably their ex-Woodford barrels definitely helps make it more of a bourbon-y American single malt, for sure. To me, I would pick this up, honestly. It's really good. Really, really good. Let's talk price, though. $99, and that is a $3.75 from the distillery or surrounding markets, a little bit online also. That is hefty. I mean, that's really hefty. But let's talk about American single malts in general. They are typically more expensive in general than bourbons are, as far as craft American single malt companies and things like that, at least from what I've seen in my experience. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they are typically a little more pricey anyway. But I do think this $99 was the same price that was also on their previous release. So that's probably their standard price for any distiller's release. So if it's something you seek out, or if you're a big American single malt fan or a bourbon drinker trying to convert into it a little bit, kind of inch your way towards that Scotch side, it's worth the pickup to me, and you're not going to be disappointed with it. Okay, well, thanks for watching this review today, everyone. Let me know if you had anything from the Woodford Reserve Distillery series or not. If so, what was your favorite? Probably still to this day, I think the Double Oak, when that first hit the Distillery series, was probably my favorite expression. But I love the experimenting they're doing and the huge variety that Elizabeth McCall is putting out there and giving options for just all different types of bourbon and whiskey lovers. If you haven't yet, please do check out my website, bourbinsane.com. I put out a review, actually, of the Tawny Port finish of this when it previously got dropped. So if you enjoy written content, definitely worth checking that out. And I have the latest news, reviews, things that go on in the industry as well. So if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel. Leave me a like, comment, let me know what your favorite Woodford Reserve product is. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I'll see you next time. Stay insane.